Alright friends, so today we're going to be playing a math game and it's called How to Close 100. And so what we're going to be doing is you guys are going to have this grid right here and you're going to roll the dice and you're going to get two numbers when you roll. So watch me roll. So I got the numbers 6 and 4. So what I'm going to do is you're going to draw an array on 6, so you're going to go 6 by 4 and you're going to draw a box. And the goal is to fill up the whole box to 100. And then when you're done rolling out your numbers, you're gonna write 6 times 4 equals 24, or whatever number your solution comes to. Does that make sense? So do you have any questions before we start?
How many times do we roll?
So we're gonna take turns rolling, and you're gonna be done once we get as close to 100 filling this up with different multiplication sentences. And you can, when you do it, you can draw your box anywhere on the grid. Does that make sense?
Can we draw like an X or something, or do we fill it in?
I think you can draw an X, but you need to make sure that you're making it like a box. Does that make sense? Like you could draw X's to represent the numbers that you've counted. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions? Okay. So I'll let you start. Roll. So what two numbers did you get?
4 and 3.
All right, so here's your marker right here, and I'm gonna have you draw an array. So I'm gonna watch you do it, and if you have any questions, let me know.
So I do like 3 across.
You can do 3 across, or you could do 4 across, or you could do.
Do I color them in?
You don't have to color them. You can shade them in later. Make sure you draw your outline first of your.
And then 3 across and 4 down.
You could do 3 across or 4 down, or 4 across and 3 down.
Like that?
Good. So can you tell me now, based off that, what your number sentence would be? What is 4 times 3?
12.
All right, can you write your number sentence now? So how did you think about that in your head when you were solving that? How did you know to do that?
Because we have 3 across and 4 down, which would equal 12 boxes.
Good job. All right, your turn, Michael. So just roll. All right, what two numbers did you get?
4 and 4.
Okay, so now can you draw an array of 4 and 4 anywhere on the grid?
His is bigger.
Well, remember his is 4 by 4 and yours was what?
3 by 4.
So his should be a little bit bigger. So can you tell me based off your array what your number will be? What is 4 times 4?
16.
How did you know that?
Because 4 4s is 16.
Okay, so you grouped them together. So you had a known fact in your head and you knew that 4 times 4 equals 16. How much do you explain this to somebody that doesn't know, to a friend that doesn't know that 4 times 4 equals 16?
I don't know.
What if say Rose doesn't know? What would you tell her to help her figure it out? Would you maybe tell her to count the squares? 4 by 4 equals 16. I think that's what I would do. And then you could have her shade it in so she could understand that 4 by 4 equals 16. And so what would our 4 by 4, 4 times 4 equals 16. So can you write your number sentence now? All right, Rose, your turn.
How do we know when we get to 100?
Well, we might not be able to get completely to 100, depending, but we're going to try to get as much of the board filled up as possible. All right, what are our two numbers?
2 and 1.
Can you write a number sentence with that?
2 times 1 equals 2.
Okay, 2 times.
So what do I do?
Can you draw it? Fine, you can do it anywhere on the grid. If you want, you can do it down here so you can see. Good. All right, your turn.
Ah! This is gonna take all day.
All right.
1 times 1 is 1.
Yep. And so, what would you draw? Good. So that was a known fact that you knew 1 times 1 was 1, and so now we know. Fills up 1 square out of our 100. All right, we'll do a few more times.
3 times 2.
Okay. So can you draw an array for me of 3 times 2? And based off your array, what is 3 times 2?
6.
And how did you know that?
Because I counted.
Because you counted? Good job. All right, this will be our
Monkey's
last
turn.
one. All right, so you got what were your 2 numbers?
That's a
6
big
and 6.
number.
All right, see where anywhere you can fit on the.
That's as high as it goes.
So I see you're writing your numbers and it's right here, and you have 6 times 6 is 36. So is that a known fact that you already knew that?
Yes.
All right, how would you represent that to somebody that?
He doesn't have enough space.
Let's see.
There's not.
Yeah, I don't think you have space to do that. Well, let's pretend like, say we drew this square right here. Then, could you make it now? You can use that square as part of your.
That's huge.
So
That's
what are the dimensions of your
the biggest.
6 and 6.
6 and 6? And then when you fill it in, you could tell somebody they didn't know to count.
36.
They could count 6 groups of 6, right? All right, good job.